Moments of grace, miracles of Jesus. Matthew 22 through 33. Jesus walks on water, saves Peter, and stops the wind. Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go ahead of him to the other side while he dismissed the crowds. After he had sent the crowds away, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray, and when it was evening, he was there alone. But the boat was already a long distance from the land, battered by the waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night he came to them, walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, "It is a ghost," and they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take courage, it is I, do not be afraid." Peter responded and said to him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." And he said, "Come." And Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came toward Jesus. But seeing the wind, he became frightened, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and took hold of him and said to him, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" When they got into the boat, the wind stopped, and those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, "You are certainly God's Son." This passage is rich with themes of faith, fear, and God's sovereignty. First, Jesus shows his power over nature by walking on the water and calming the storm. This reinforces his divinity and authority over all creation, reminding us that he is never limited by the natural world. Peter's experience is especially poignant. He starts with bold faith, stepping out of the boat in obedience to Jesus' call, but his confidence wavers when he notices the powerful winds around him. This reflects how easily we can become distracted by the storms in our own lives: fear, doubt, circumstances that cause us to lose focus on Jesus. When Peter cries out, Jesus immediately rescues him, illustrating that no matter how far we fall, God's grace is always ready to catch us. The lesson is clear. Faith is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to call on the name of the Lord in the midst of it.